with some words in Cree, and then an acknowledgement, and a song. Isa man, pinangas ko na tanan ng mas kagisga. Sawa na nga, kami nung kumatsiga. Ichi na nga, ganawan na nga, ano swabe ko kumatat kagisga. Ichi na nga, ganawan na nga, bakinomi na nga, kituwa sumusa. Pero expresa, napesa. Pero magkakinovan niya, kaya kajikot na, anos. Mina na, ano no son, So I want to acknowledge the ancestral territory of the Indigenous nations who were and continue to be on these lands. The 600 plus Indigenous nations that were here across Canada prior to European contact, unique and distinct societies with their own languages and systems of governance, living, surviving, and thriving peoples, needing the land, the waters, the skies, the patterns of weather and animals, who looked after themselves, each other, their communities, and their nations, and who saw themselves as a part of creation and lived as such, always mindful of the generations to come. So this afternoon we look to the east, the south, the west, and the north. And we acknowledge the Indigenous nations across the land and their ancestral story, truth, and wisdom that is carried over time to this day. We acknowledge how the story unfolded and changed over time. We turn full circle to the east and we acknowledge all the nations we now call this land home. Those who came as visitors, guests, settlers, newcomers, immigrants, refugees, and we acknowledge their story too and all that they brought here. We are mindful of each and every one of our stories, connected to the Indigenous worldview story that is happening here. So we give thanks to for this day, for this time together, for our gathering, for each one here, the story of each one of our lives, all that we hold and carry, and the journey that we are on. So I say, Rosani, and Anaskamo, I'd like to sing the welcome song to start us off as well, as it is a song that is sung by an elder who welcomes a new day every day, and also the spirit of each of the directions, the fore and then above, below, and within. I also think of it as a song that centers us and grounds us to this time together, and also welcome the spirit of whatever each one of us needs this day, whether it's a spirit of hope, of courage, of healing, of reconciliation, learning and unlearning. So I'll sing this song. Anybody who knows it can join me as well.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today and for supporting our Identity Photo Voice project. This exhibit is a result of a collaborative project through BU Cares and the Indigenous People Center at Brandon University. The voices, stories, and images are from the students and community members of Brandon University. So today's panel is a chance to hear directly from some of the participants about their photos, the stories behind them, and how the process of creating and reflecting on these images helped express or deepen their sense of identity. So I'm going to guide the discussion with a few questions, and we'll also open up to the audience for questions when the time comes. So I'll let you guys introduce yourself. I'm Stephanie Spence. I'm a research assistant with BU Cares. I also am just graduating from the psych nursing program at Brandon University. And these are some of the artists that were part of this project.
Thank you. I am Sari Innerst. I just graduated from the Bachelor of Art program at Brandon University.
I'm Brittany Knight, and I'm also going to be graduating from BU this May, so also a student.
Okay, so my first question that I have for our panelists today is, can you tell us about your photo and why you chose to take or share this particular image? So that's you.
Oh, so this photo was a day when I was at the beach, obviously. And I sobered up when I was 38 years old, and during that time, I had learned how to heal the little me that's inside of big me. So in this moment, I'm building a sandcastle and I'm letting little me play. And it was a moment when I discovered a child's joy inside of myself. And so that's why I shared this photo, because I believe it's really important to let that inner child inside of all of us be able to play. Life is too serious, so it's just one of those moments that I felt joy as an adult.
Thank you. Thanks. And I think this one is yours as well.
Okay. That was the day I went and got my spirit name. When I was 17, I became a Christian. And when I became a Christian in this Western world, they made me throw away my medicines, my feathers, anything that had to do with Indigenous identity. So along my journey of life, I always questioned that, and I wondered, like, how could one religion be right and all the rest of it be wrong? And it wasn't until my 40s that I realized that anything good comes from God. Anything that we love, anything that we celebrate comes from God. And so I threw myself into my Indigenous culture. I started going to sweat lodges. I started embracing it. But I also loved Jesus at the same time. And I knew that all of that was good. And so this was the day that I got my Indigenous spirit name. And my spirit name is Shining Cloud Woman. And I wear it proudly because on the drive home with my knowledge keeper that day, we saw this heart in the shining clouds. And so that's why I wanted to share this photo, is because there's not one way to live your life. All ways that are good are right. So, yes.
And this one is you as well.
Okay. This was a photo I wanted to share because I was given up for adoption at birth. And then my adoptive parents gave me to foster care. And so my whole life, I never felt like I belonged. I had struggled with mental health issues, addictions. And when you feel alone in this world, you let other people define you. You let other ideas and concepts tell you who you are in this world. And so this picture was me looking up to Creator and feeling the vastness of nature, like the beautiful trees, and just, this is where I look to for my answers now. It's through Creator and the trees and nature, and knowing that Spirit is in everything and all things. So that's why I want to share this photo, is because I don't look to people anymore for who I am. I look to Creator to tell me who I am in this world. So thank you. And this was this is my favorite picture. I was going for, and it was in my, it was on a day where I was searching for answers, and I felt really lost. And I had been sober for a couple of years, and I had been going through a lot of grief at this time. And all of a sudden, we stopped the car, and 4 horses came running out, and they were all the color of the medicine wheel. And I just found it was such an awe-inspiring moment that these horses came to me in that moment, and I knew that Creator was listening to me and that I belong somewhere in this world. Thank you. Oh, this was a day when I was in my sobriety journey. I had to learn how to enjoy life. I didn't know how to have fun without drugs and alcohol or doing destructive things to my body. And so I discovered my love for nature, for going for walks, and this was just one of those moments where I was connected to nature, and I felt joy. I've been so serious throughout my whole life and so limited in my beliefs, and this was just one of those moments where I felt freedom inside my body, inside my skin, and so yes, that's it. Thank you. No.
Oh, this one's mine. I called it Reconnection because for me, my parents and I moved off our reserve when I was 9, and where I currently live, there isn't any elders for me to reach out to. So I wanted to showcase my little book collection of knowledge, Indigenous knowledge from different Indigenous authors and whatnot. It also holds my my medicines and whatnot. So, because I feel like a lot of Indigenous people who don't live on reserve don't have access to the elders that they once did, and so this is probably the best way to gain knowledge on Indigenous issues or like old medicines and things like that. So I have like a lot of different authors. I actually got even more books, so now my book collection from Indigenous authors is even bigger, but I wasn't able to take a picture of that just yet, so they haven't even made it to the bookshelf yet, but yeah. This one I called Struggles. So it's a bottle of alcohol. I actually had issues with alcohol in my younger years, and I kind of wanted to showcase what it's like for someone to get out of that addiction, where they're kind of stuck in the bottle. And then when you're working your way through it, like your addiction, you kind of have to squeeze through like this uncomfortable space, which kind of highlights like the lip of the bottle. Like you kind of have to squeeze through it. But once you're out, you kind of have more freedom and more room. And I wanted to showcase someone reaching up to the clear sky and the light. So, shout out to my husband for helping me take that photo. And then this one, again, like I said, I had a lot of issues in my younger years with alcohol. I actually had a Mickey of the stuff I liked, which was Captain Morgan, in my house, and I've always just had it there. Never drank it, but it was always just there. I asked my husband, I said, can we just go for a walk? And I emptied it out, and we went for a long walk, and I kicked the bottle, and as it got more and more damaged, I was just kind of showing that, like, that's how I was when I was facing my addiction with alcohol. And it just happened to start raining, and that's where the bottle landed by the time we got home, and I took a picture of it. Kind of was like, hey, it looks like the alcohol's pouring out, but that's just a rain puddle. But and I also wanted to showcase this photo because there's a lot of people who struggle with addiction still, and a lot of our people are sadly living on the streets and ignore them and walk by them, and kind of like this bottle, like if you saw it on the street, you would just keep walking and not think about picking it up or cleaning the earth or anything like that. So that's kind of has two meanings. So and then this one I call Two Worlds. Like I mentioned before, me and my family moved off reserve when I was young, and whenever I did go home to my home reserve, all my cousins would say, well, you're not really Indigenous because you never grew up on the land. And I'm like, wow, I did for 10 years, but not anymore. And so I wanted to use this picture as a way to showcase that no matter where I am still Indigenous. I'm still me. So the lake part is like supposed to represent my home community. And then the side with the street is supposed to represent like my life in urban places like Brandon or Verdon or Winnipeg, and then I'm in the center and I'm still the same person. So that's it.
So what was it like to participate in this project, and was there anything unexpected or meaningful about the process for either of you? Either one of you.
Excuse me. It was an honor to be a part of this project. Sorry, I'm gonna get emotional, but just because I didn't find out who I was till my later 40s. It's been an honor to share my experience and share my art with the world, to know that even if you don't know who you are, it's never too late to change and heal and be okay in your body and be okay with the world around you and be your true self.
Thank you for that.
What was the question again?
So what was it like to participate in this project, and was anything unexpected or meaningful about the process?
I mean, I really liked it. Like, I liked participating in it. If anything, I had too many ideas because I just kept thinking of different ideas of what to do, and it got me to really think about how I thought of my identity as an Indigenous woman. It was a little healing. Like I said, with that bottle, I've always just had it in my house, and it's just always sat in that cabinet in the kitchen, and it was just always there. So being able to actually use it for something other than drinking was kind of, like I said, healing in a way where it was, yeah, I don't know how to explain more than that.
Was there anything challenging about trying to capture your identity in a single image, and how did you navigate that?
I sent 5 pictures in. But yeah, I think it was a challenge to express everything that's inside of us in a few pictures, and the process and the journey along the way. But this project helped to give a little tidbit of the journey, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, it was difficult to try to sum up everything into just 4 photos. Like I said, I probably had 18 different ideas, and like my husband's like, you only need 4 though. You can only do 4. Well, I thought we could only do 4. I didn't know we could do more or not, but for me, I didn't want to just showcase like the trauma that Indigenous people go through. Like a part of me wanted to do at least 1 photo, which is the bottle, I decided. But then I also wanted to showcase like our strength for some people getting out of that addiction. And that's the one with the bottle with the hand reaching out. And then I wanted to showcase like reconnection as well. And that's with my bookcase. And then the 2 worlds one, that was like the first idea that came to my head. So I was like, oh, that was the easier one to do, I think, or to come up with the idea to do.
So you just alluded to my last question, which is, what do you hope others feel or learn when they see your photo and read your words? So if you have anything further to add to that, or if you also have anything at all.
I think it's just that like everyone has their own journey and their own way of healing. Like I didn't realize that this would help with my healing process all that much, but it has. And if anything, I would want to just encourage other people to kind of think about like doing something similar, even though if you're not like a part of Brandon University or anything like that. Like if anything, I'm gonna probably keep taking photos and doing more things like this just to express myself more.
That's really cool.
Here we go.
It's so crazy because when I was a child, I wanted to be a photographer, and now I get to share some photos. My hope, if anywhere, what was the question again?
What do you hope others feel or learn when they see your photo and read your words?
Right. My hope is that people would have hope for themselves, that it's never too late in their journey to change their lives. It's never, however they feel about themselves in this world, they're okay just as they are. They can be their true selves. They may think that their faults are their downfalls, but those faults are what make you beautiful. And when we start to embrace and love our true selves and who we are, beautiful things can come of that. And yeah, it's never too late. I'm 47 years old and I'm just coming into being okay with who I am in this world. So, thank you.
Thank you. So we'd like to open the floor for any questions from the audience. If there's anything you'd like to ask our panelists or reflect on, please feel free.
This isn't a question, but from online, we had users say yes, thank you to it's never too late to heal, which I think is something this one said.
Hi.
Hi.
I think you guys are so courageous. As many of us have gone through life and had life experiences that are kind of hidden. You don't like to talk about them because it brings up things that maybe we haven't been dealt with all the way. So, kudos to what you do and how you've done it. And I appreciate you more than anything. My brothers who belong to a group that sang at the opening to teach you the chanteur. And there's also diversities in that group. all sorts of cultures from I always smiled when you sang there was a caption online, oh, it's a bunch of Osage trees, a bunch of white guys. And yeah, some of us are, but there's also Dakota, there's also Anishinaabe, Métis, Cree, they're all there. And so we came here today to support you, and know you're not alone, and know how important it is to demonstrate and you have a lot of teaching as well as a lot of learning. We never quit. I'm 70 years old and I still love doing what I do. And it's usually through ceremony. So I know we weren't asked, but if you'd like, at the end we'll sing 2 songs for you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Oh.
So thank you so much to our panelists for sharing their stories and hearts and images with us. And thank you to all of you for listening, witnessing, and being a part of this conversation. This project is a powerful reminder that we carry so much within us, histories, relationships, lands, and future dreams, and that these deserve space, celebration, and reflection. We invite you to spend more time with the photos in the gallery, and we're grateful to the Art Gallery of Southwestern Manitoba for supporting our work.
Yeah, before they're gone.
Thank you.
My Dakota name is Anuka Soachila, which means white-headed eagle boy. And the words that come are from the old language, the sacred language of the Dakota. This is my brother, Kendall Blacksmith, from Sioux Valley. And so we're fortunate enough to sing for a lot of different nations. So it's always important to remember our ancestors, because they're the ones that teach us. They're the ones that push us to do what we do. And so we're going to sing the ancestor song from the Anishinaabe. Yeah.
Ilama,